Hey guys, welcome to day 4 of building a community application without writing a single line of code. So, in this video, we are going to focus on the feed page that we created for our members. So, as you can see, we have 4 groups on the screen. So, I'm just going to zoom in. So, the first one is my feed. So, the moment member logs in, he's going to be directed to my feed page, or you can say he should be able to see my feed group. The second group is the space wherein he can explore all the space that we have on our community. And the third page is going to be, or third group is going to be the course group, wherein we are going to showcase all the courses that we have to offer, and they can enroll themselves and they can start, going to the course. And the fourth group is going to be the account. Now, in this video, or you can say in this series, you guys have a home assignment which is going to be work on the account group. Now, we have already worked on onboarding, edit page, and the UI is similar to what we have. So this part is going to be home assignment for you guys. So without wasting any time, let's get into this. So I'm just gonna log into Jason Thompson's account. So let's log in. And as you can see, I'm directed to feed page over here, but we haven't built anything on feed page. So let's quickly start building. So head over to feed page. Let's call this as, what should we call this? My feed no coders hub. Type of content user, that's fine. Background color is going to be our background color. And layout, container layout is going to be column because we're going to be stacking elements. Width is going to be 1440. Height is going to be 800. Anything works, but I'm going to stick with 800 over here. Now we have a header over here. So instead of creating a new header, I'm just going to use the header that we created for our landing page. So you can also do that. Head over to index, copy this whole floating group, right click, copy, head back to our feed, paste. Let's do this again. What? God damn. Okay. Edit, copy, head back to feed, paste. Okay. Now we're working. Alright, I'm just gonna get rid of this button over here. Let's call this as my feed. This one is going to be spaces, courses, and I'm just gonna copy this, paste this, and lastly it's going to be account. And I'm also going to copy this, select our group header inner, paste this, and this over here is going to be dynamic data, which is going to be current users, avatar, process with images, check this box, run more rendering, is going to be zoom. And let's make this, 32 is fine. Let's make this 1 by 1. Let's do same with this. And let's make a roundness of 100. Okay, so let's see, let's refresh this. Looks good. Okay, now let's quickly create our feed. So let's see the design. Alright, so we have already used this component before, so we're gonna, without wasting any time, let's head back to dashboard admin. Let's bring up group all space. I'm just going to select this group heading, click on edit, copy, head back to our feed. Now over here, I'm going to drop a group and I'm going to call this as group my feed. In layout, let's make this, let's see how big is this. It's 476, so let's add 476. Height, min height is going to be 0, and check fit height to content. Let's center this. Actually, instead of using min height, let's use max width. as 476. There we go. In top, we need a margin because we don't want header to overlap our group my feed. So let's add a top margin of 80. And there we go. Let's add a padding of 32 all around the edges. Let's add a row gap as well. Now in this group, I'm just going to put this aside. We're going to paste the component that we just copied. All right, so let's call this as my feed. Text over here is going to be recent post, and subtext is going to be explore all post at one place. There we go. This over here is going to be new post. And you know what? Let's add a icon as well. Let's see. Let's see. Do we have edit? Oh, we do have. Let's make this 16. Looks good. Yeah, looks good. Now, let's focus on the post group. Now, in this series, I'm not going to focus on add comments, but I have covered this whole part in the premium content, that is the online course. So you can join that course in order to get more deeper insights about this whole community application. Now, this is different than what I'm building in the paid online course, but yeah, the UI, everything is different, and the idea behind it is completely different as well. You can explore it on the website as well. I have mentioned it in the description. Just join the waitlist to get the early discount. All right. Now, over here we're going to use repeating group. So let's go ahead and build that. So I'm just going to drop a repeating group over here, and let's call this as repeating group or post. Type of content is going to be post. We are going to do a search for post wherein the space name is in current users enroll spaces. Let's close this. There we go. Now rows is going to be dynamic, so we don't need to have a set fixed of rows. So it's going to be 100%, and we're just going to have one column. Now for the separator, let's use 21, and let's use color as a background color. We don't need borders, so let's get rid of those borders. In layout, let's make min width 0, min height is going to be 0, and uncheck fit height to content because we need some room to work on this postcard. You can see. All right, so let's start working on this. So let's see. So we have the profile photo, name, created date, space name, heading, and the content as well. So let's quickly work on this. So first let's add a image in this, and let us see how big is this image. I think it's 60. Oh, it's 40. So let's make this dynamic, which is going to be current cell post, creators avatar process with images. Check this box, zoom. Roundness is going to be 100. Let's make this 40. Keep element aspect ratio fixed. There we go. Now let's drop text field over here. This is going to be current cell post, creators name, and let's see how's the formatting. Semi bold 14, and this one is regular 10. So let's make this semi bold. Click on layout and check fit width to content. I'm going to copy this, paste this again. This over here is going to be current cell posts, creation date formatted as this. Let's make this 10. Was it 10 or 12? No, it's 10. It's 10 regular secondary text color. There we go. Okay, so let's group these two together into a column container with a row gap of 6. I'm gonna make min height as 0, and I'm gonna group it with our profile photo over here into a row container with a column gap of 6 as well. And let's make min height 0. Now let's call this group post heading. What else do we have? We have this group which has a spacing of, or we can say row gap of 12. So let's quickly do this. If you remember, we had already used this design before in our dashboard admin. For this, I'm just gonna copy this, paste it over here. Of course, it's gonna throw us an error. This over here is going to be current cell post, space name. Oh, space name, space name. All right. What else do we have? We have two text fields. This one is bold 20, and this one is the regular 14. So let's quickly add this. This is going to be current cell post, post title. This is going to be 20. Let's make this bold. Click on layout and check fit with the content. I'm gonna copy this text, paste it over here. Let's make this regular. And yeah, now we're gonna group these three text elements together into a column container with a row gap of 12. All right, let me just check this and check this as well. What else do we have? We have this box over here. All right. Okay. 16. Okay, so let's quickly work on this. So for this, what we're gonna do is let's use one more plugin. I'm just gonna use one more plugin. Oh, wait a minute. We're just gonna use the outline icon over here. I'm just gonna make this as last. And let's see. Do we have like, thumbs up, something? Oh, we do have. I'm gonna use this. And I'm gonna paste it over here. I'm gonna change the color to a black color. And let's make this 20 by 20. I'm gonna copy this, paste it over here. And this is going to show current cell post, likes. Wait a minute. Current cell post, likes, count. Let's group these two together. You know what? These two are, the color is gray actually, not black. So let's make it light gray for this one as well. All right. Let's group them into a row container with a column gap of 4. Min height is going to be 0. Let's call this group post likes. I'm going to copy this, paste this again. This one is going to be comments. So let's see. Comments. Oh, there we have. And I'm just going to use a dummy text over here, which is going to be 12 comments. And let's call this whole group as comments. I'm gonna copy one more over here, which is going to be all comments. Now let's group these two together You know what? Whew. Okay. Group them into a row container with a column gap of 6. And height is going to be 0. I'm going to select this group and all comments text. Again, group it into a row container. Now this one, let's make it fit with to content. I'm going to select this group. Let's call this post comment main. Let's make it space between. Let's add a column gap of 24 as well. Let's get rid of this min height as well. Okay, now let's add a padding of 16 all around the edges. There we go. And let's define a border on top with our border color. And let's add a flat color of white. Okay, now it's time to group these group together into a column container. Oh, my bad. You know what? There's no need to group them. Okay, so let's do one thing. I'm going to select these 3 groups, right click, group them into a okay. I have one more thing. Let's add 16 again for this group. Let's call this group content, group post content. This is going to be a flat color again. And let's do the same thing for this group as well. That is group post heading. Let's make a flat color. Let's add 16, 16, 16. There we go. Now let's group these 3 groups together into a column container. And let's call this group post card. I'm gonna get rid of min height and let's add a roundness of 10. And let's also add a border, solid border with our border color. Okay, let's also define borders. So here on top we need 10, top right we need 10 as well. Same goes over here. Bottom right 10, bottom left 10. And now it looks good. Amazing. Now let's see how this looks. So let's make this fit width to content. Oh, fit height to content. Same goes with group my feed as well. Let's make it fit height to content. Alright, so we do need to create a pop-up for adding a new post. So for that, let's drop a pop-up over here. And let's call this as add post. It's going to be column. Let's make this 430. Height is going to be 500 for time being. Let's add a padding of 24 all around the edges. And let's add a row gap of 24 as well. Alright, so in order to have this, we're going to drop a input field. Let's call this as input heading. You can say post title instead of heading. Let's call this post title. We're going to detach the style and we're going to make few changes. Let's make this 20. No need of flat color. Background color, no need of border as well. No need of roundness. Height is going to be 40. What else? Post title. Okay. I'm gonna drop one more. Oh, you know what? Just copy this, paste this over here, and this is going to be post content, which is going to be 14. And let's make it what's in your mind. Actually, instead of using this, let's use a multi-line input. What's in your mind? Click on. Let's get rid of flat color. Let's get rid of border as well. No need of roundness. Click on layout. Uncheck fixed width. Min width is going to be 0. Looks good. And let's add a button, which is going to be post. Click on layout. Uncheck fixed width. Min width 0. Min height is going to be 40. Now I'm going to group these two together into a column container with a row gap of 12. I'm going to select this pop-up, get rid of min height, make it 0. Ooh, let's also add one more field over here. Let's add a drop down. There it is. I'm just going to make this as drop down space. This is going to be dynamic choice, and type of choice over here is going to be space. Choice source over here is going to be do a search for space wherein enroll members contains current user. Let's close this. This is going to be space name. Click on layout and check fixed width. Min width is going to be 0. This is going to be 40. And let's make it last actually. Oof. Let's bring up the pop-up. I just want to see a few things. Let's also change the background. There we go. I think we didn't change the background for the pop-up that we have on our dashboard. So let's do this. Let's work on that as well. Sorry guys. Let's bring this up as well. Let's change the background surface. Alright, there we go. Looks good to me. Or should we, you know what, let's change the UI of this one as well. None, no border, no roundness. What else? Looks good. Select space. Now this input should not be empty, so let's make this mandatory. So check this box. Same goes with others as well. Input should not be empty. Now when user clicks on post, we are going to create a new thing, which is going to be a post. Now let's add all fields. We don't need likes. Post description is going to be multi-line inputs value. Post title is going to be input post titles value. Space name is going to be drop down space value. We are going to reset the inputs, and then we are going to hide the pop-up add post. Now in order to bring this up, we do need to add a workflow, that is show pop-up add post. Now before we test it out, let's work on few other things as well. So I'm just gonna make this as gray, and now let's work on the current state or the active state. All right, so I'm gonna make this element as visible, should not be visible on page load, collapse when hidden. So when user clicks on my feed, we are gonna add a workflow wherein we're gonna navigate the user to feed. It's going to be current user, and we're gonna add a parameter which is v is equal to mf, that is my feed. So over here, you're gonna set a condition get data from URL where v is mf, that is my feed. The font color changes to black. I'm gonna copy this expression, paste this over here. And this is true, this element is visible. Otherwise, this element is not visible. Let's also do for the login workflow. So let's bring up the workflow. This is the one. Let's add a parameter wherein v is equal to mf, my feed. There we go. Okay, now let's work on other stuff, that is spaces, which is pretty easy if you see. Okay, so let's quickly work on this. So I'm just gonna drop a group over here. Let's call this group space. Click on layout. Min width is going to be 0, max width is going to be 1200. Center this. Height is going to be 0, and check this. We're going to add a top margin of 80, and let's add a padding of 32 all around the edges. There we go. Looks good. Let's also add a row gap of 24. Now let's see the Figma file. So we have already used this content before, so let's copy and paste it. So I'm just gonna hide this group space. I'm just gonna copy this group heading, this part, copy this. Let's bring up group space, paste. Let's improvise and fix this. This is going to be space, all spaces, or you can say explore all spaces. I'm just going to use a dummy subtext over here. There we go. Now let's see the UI. Okay. So instead of creating this from scratch, what we can do, we can head back to admin dashboard, and let's bring a group all space. I'm just going to copy this whole repeating group, copy, head back to feed, click on group space, paste this over here. Now over here we only want to show the space wherein the status is equal to published. Okay. Let's start working one by one. So I'm just going to copy this text over here, select this group space card, paste this, make this first, and I'm going to get rid of this whole group. This over here is going to be parent group space name, that's fine. This is going to be description, that's also fine. This over here is going to be button, but it's going to be primary button, and let's call this as join space. There we go. Now we do need to add a image over here on top. Let's add a roundness of 10. You know what? Let's make it 6. This over here is going to be dynamic, which is going to be parent group space, space cover, image, process with images. Come on, guys, we have worked on this before. Okay, and let's keep element aspect ratio fixed. Let's make this 9 by 6. Okay, looks good. Looks good. All right, I'm gonna select group space, make it fit height to content. I'm gonna uncheck this element is visible on page load, collapse when hidden. And we're gonna do the same stuff, same process all over again, add workflow. I'm just gonna copy this, paste this for text space, and over here I'm just gonna make it v is equal to s. Set condition, paste the expression instead of mf is going to be s, and this is true, this element is visible. Copy this expression for this text as well, and this element is true, this condition is true. The font color changes to black. So let's test this out. So in my feed is going to be empty because we haven't posted anything. You know what, let's make this, I'm just gonna hide our group space for time being, bring up this, and let's make this 500. You know what, let's make this 600. All right, so there we go. We can't see any space because we haven't joined any space. If I click on space, I'm able to see all the space over here. Amazing. Let's work on one thing, the spacing over here, the padding. So let's make this 12, and the bottom is going to be 24, left 12, right 12 as well. You know what, let's make it 12. Now it looks pretty good. I'm just gonna group these two together into a column container with a row gap of 6. I don't like this space that's between them. Yeah, now it looks good. All right, let's do one thing. I'm gonna select group space and let's add a bottom margin of 40. I'm just gonna get rid of this. Now let's work on joining the space. All right, so we're gonna select this button. We're gonna add a workflow, which is going to be make changes to a thing, which is going to be current user. And over here, we are going to add enroll space is add parent group space. Similarly, we're gonna make changes to a thing, which is going to be parent group space enroll member add current user. Now over here, we're going to make the changes. We're going to set a condition in order to change the US. Once he joins, it should show as joined, and it should change the user interface of the button. So for that, we're going to click on condition, and over here, let's see, parent group space enroll members contains current user. Then label is going to be joined. Let's add font color and let's add background color as well. So background color is going to be primary color with an opacity of 10, and font color is going to be our primary color. Now let's join a space over here. So I'm going to join group discussion, and let's add learning, or let's add project showcase as well. Freaking amazing. Now let's add a field over here. Let's add a new post. So I'm just going to copy something from our Figma file. go. This is going to be for general discussion. Post. Okay, we need to change this, and let's make this big, and let's get the space between this. Okay, let's bring this up. This one is going to be post description. This, let's make this as 12. I'm going to select this, make it fit with to content. Select this group, make it fit with to content as well. Same goes with this as well. Fit with to content. So all the three groups, that is the main group, the group inside this, that is group post like, group post comment, we have made it fit with to content. So let's see. Okay, now it looks better. Let's do one thing. Let's add 12. Now let's add on the workflow to add the like. So let's call this outline like. Click on appearance, make this clickable. Head over to workflow. Let's add a new workflow in elements when an outline icon is clicked, which is outline like icon. We are going to make changes to a thing which is going to be parent group post, and we just need like. So we're gonna add current user. So over here we're gonna do a search which is going to be parent group post likes contains current user. Color is going to be our primary color. So let's see. So as of now it shows 0 likes. So when I click on this, there you go, it shows 1 like over here. Looks good. This is like too close to each other, so I'm just gonna make them far. What should I do? Let's go with 20. All right, now it's time to focus on course as well. Let's do one more thing. Click over here and let's make bottom margin as 40 as well. All right, let's hide this. Let's bring this up. I'm just going to click on edit, copy, hide group space, select our page, paste, and let's call this as group course. All right, let's do same thing. Explore all courses. Courses over here. We're gonna select repeating group. Let's call this as repeating group courses. This one is going to be course. We're gonna search for course. There we go. I'm gonna select this group. Type of content is going to be course as well. Same goes with this group. Okay. This is going to be parent group course. Process with images. This one parent group course name. This over here is going to be parent group course description. And over here, this is going to be start learning. Let's get rid of this condition for time being. So when user clicks on start learning, I want to do one thing. first one, I'm going to make changes to a thing, which is going to be current user. We don't need about me avatar. We just need enrolled course. Add parent group course. We're again going to make changes to a thing to parent group course. And we just need members add current user. After this, we are going to navigate the user to, oh, actually, navigate user to an external website. Oh, yeah, this is going to be parent group courses URL. There you go. Now, in the condition of this button, we are going to add that the parent group's course members contains current user, then change the label to resume, and we need two colors, which is font color and the background color as well. So background color is going to be our primary color with an opacity of 10, and font color is going to be our primary color. Now when user clicks on course, we need to add a workflow. I'm just going to paste, and let's call this as C, which stands for course. And the condition of this group course, let's make this C. I'm going to copy this expression, paste it for text course, and this is true. This font color changes to black. So let's see. We have three courses over here. If I click on Zapier, let's see, resume, and getting me to the URL. Amazing. So we are done with our feed page for our members. So I hope you enjoyed this whole series and you got to learn a lot of things. Now, of course, I have covered a lot of things. I have included a lot of bonus stuff in the paid course, so you can go over there, enroll yourself to get early access discount. And before I leave, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys. See you soon.